Welcome all of you for this beautiful and interesting topic about the sun god fire. About the sun god, I welcome all of you. Uh, Before starting the session, we'll start offering the prayers, Mangalacharan, and other prayers. Om Agnanatimirandasya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Namdevanaratam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Nasta Prayesha Bhagavate Bhagavate Uttam Sakya Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So this is a verse taken from Srimad Bagavatam, Canto 3, 26th chapter, 40th sloka, 40th verse number 40. See how the evolution of Panchabhutas are described in this. So, and before uttering the word fire, we should say how the fire comes, because the fire doesn't evolve itself. Only if there is a Shaktiman, then the Shakti comes. That we should understand always. Only if sun is there, sun planet is there, then we can expect heat, light, and all, etc., etc. So we should always remember to chant the name of sun always. Because of sun, fire comes, and because of fire, sun doesn't comes. So that we should always have it in mind that because of sun there is a fire, there is a light, and all other things. So here in this verse, the 5 elements in this material world. So first of all, we should understand that the basic thing is this material world consists of 8 elements. So most probably everyone will think it's 5 elements, but it is 8 elements. The first 5 elements is Bhumi, Rapo, Analo, Vayu, earth, water, fire, air, ether, and another 3 is the subtle body, that is mind, ego, intelligence. So all these 8 constitutes of this material world. So the Supreme Lord in Bhagavad Gita also says Binna Prakriti Ashtada. So as we should understand that Krishna is having the major 3 energies, the prime energies, Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti, and Tatastha Shakti. Antaranga Shakti is Srimati Radharani, and Tatastha Shakti is we, the living entities, and the Bahiranga Shakti is Krishna's separated energy, that is this material world. As I told, the material world consists of this Panchabhutas and subtle body, mind, ego, intelligence. So now we can see that how this fire functions, and what are the characteristics and other symptoms of this fire. So like along with the sky, the perception of hearing is evolved. So from the sky, the perception of hearing is evolved from the sky. We might have heard in even in Janmashtami's Leela, so Krishna Janmashtami Leela, when Vasudeva and Devaki was the chariot. Kamsa was the Sarathi. Immediately when he heard the Akashavani, he took the sword to kill Devaki, because the 8th son who is going to kill Kamsa is Devaki's 8th son immediately. So from Akashavani the perception of sound is evolved. Just I'm quoting the example, that's all. So from sound, sky is produced. From sound, sky is produced. From sky, air is produced. So first we should know that from sky, the perception of sound is produced. From sound, the sky. From sound, sky is produced. So I repeat, along with the sky, the perception of hearing is evolved, and from the sound, sky is produced. From sky, air is produced. In air, both sound and touch is produced. From air, fire is produced. It is associated with form. So there is a sound, touch, and there is a form. So I repeat, uh, along with sky, the perception of hearing is produced. Hearing is evolved. From sound, sky is produced. From sky, air is produced. From air, both sound and touch is produced. From air, fire is produced. It is associated with form. So there is a sound, touch, and there is a form. So Lord Kapila Dev explains the further qualities of a fire and the characteristics of fire also. So the 5 element is beginning of perception of form. So there are many important aspects of fire. Just like we see for air is absorbed with the touch, and there are many other functions of air. So the functions of air is described. So air is described as the circulation of air is, if the circulation of air is proper in our body, we are not diseased, we will not get any diseases. So we should see to that the circulation of air in our body should be proper, otherwise we'll get the diseases. So the circulation inside and circulation outside is also required. So that is the function of air. So different functions and characteristics of fire is, first symptom is Jyotanam. Jyotanam means Jyoti, the illumination. So when sun is there, heat is produced and light is also produced. So the fire is also with heat. So next is Pachanam, cooking and digesting, both are there. So from fire we can cook the food and we can offer it to Krishna. And from the same Pachanam, from same fire, we can also digest whatever we have taken in our body, whatever we have ate in the body. So like in Ayurveda it says, it is the fire which digests the eatable things we have taken in our body. So unless or otherwise this fiery element is proper, then there will not be any digestion, there will not be any proper digestion. That is why in Ayurveda it is focused majorly on these 3 things: Kapha, Pitta, Vayu. So when Kapha is more, then we'll have that running nose, cold, cough, everything will be there. So when Vayu is more, when there is imbalance in Vayu, then we'll get gastritis problem, stomach problem, all these things. When Pitta is more, then it is acidity. So 3 of them should be very balanced. So that is why 2 things are required in this. So eat what you can digest, and the second one is to increase your digestive power. Fiery element is stomach. If the fire is reduced in your stomach, your digestive power is reduced. That we should understand well. When the fiery element in your stomach is reduced, then your digestive power is also reduced. So what the Ayurveda does is it increases the fiery element. So that is a fire. Fire is very very important because it comes from sun god. That we should always remember. From sun god the fire comes. So to increase the fiery element, one should have good bile secretion. Bile secretion should be more. When the bile secretion is more, effect is more. The fire effective of the fire element is more. So the power of digestion is in Krishna Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says the fire of digestion is me, and the fire is also me. So Krishna says, I am the taste of water, I am the sun and moon, I am the syllable Omkara. Krishna says in 7th chapter, it is called knowing the absolute truth. If you read that chapter very carefully and understand, then you will know how the different energies of Krishna is functioning. So if one fails to understand the energies of Krishna, then he is called Sahajiya. But when the Mahabhagavata, he tries to understand, or he tries to see Krishna, see all the energies of the world, in the material world and spiritual world, in connection with Krishna. That is how he is called a Mahabhagavat. So the next the thing is Panam. So when the digestive power is good, then you will really feel thirsty. So you will have a sufficient drinking water. That is called Panam. And the other one is Adanam. Adanam is eating. So in Gita it says, how much ever is required we should eat. So it is recommended that 50% should be 50% 50% food should be there, 25% air should be there, and 25% it should be empty. That's what Ayurveda recommends. So the another one is Himamardhanam. That means externally and internally how it destroys the cold. That is called Himamardhanam. So the cold can be counteracted by the fiery activities inside the body. So next is Tejasaha and Vritaya Seshanam. Seshanam means evaporating. So Prabhupada says, by understanding all these things, Prabhupada clearly says that the study of energies of my Lord is functioning in different forms. So Krishna defines knowledge means understanding the material and spiritual world. So in Bhagavad Gita also says, he says, Tattvataha, one who understand me through philosophy, then he is Mahabhagavata. So that is why we can come to conclusion that there are so many energies which are existing in the world, materially and spiritually. All belongs to Krishna, and everything we should see in connection with Krishna. So that's what it is said in Bagavatam. Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam Bhagavata sevaya. So once you start hearing about Krishna, the pastimes of Krishna, the glories of Krishna, the actions of Krishna, then slowly all the anarthas in your mind, in your heart will get destroyed. Then you will be freed from all the material desires and anxieties. Then what happened? Hrudaya, the knowledge blossoms in your heart, and then you remain very intelligent to understand the characteristics and functions and the glories of the Lord. Stop. So in 7th chapter we can see slowly Krishna for the neophyte stage. He says that in the first sloka of 7th chapter, he says the Supreme Shri Bhagavan Vacha Maya Sakta Manapartha Yogam Yunjam Mad Ashraya Asamshayam Samagram Mam Yata Gnashyasi tat shrunu. Shrunu, he says. Shrunu means hear, to hear. Supreme Personality of Godhead said, now hear, O son of Pruta, how by practicing yoga and Krishna consciousness in full, practicing Krishna, practicing yoga in full, in consciousness of me,